Mr. DK Chukwumerije, thank you so much for coming to my program today. Welcome to Elvis.nation. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I would like to ask you some questions. I understand that you are so passionate about Peter Obi. I understand that you have campaigned so much for him. I understand as well that you love this man so much that you also went to vote for him on Saturday. That was the election or selection, as we call it, for the Nigerian president. You fought for him, you vote for him. So let me ask you now, after all our call that Nigeria can never exist, after all our persistence telling you guys that your vote cannot count, that your vote will never count, what made you still went ahead? What exactly happened? Why did you, what happened on Saturday?
I voted for Peter Obi, but I did not jump any queue for Peter Obi. I did not smuggle anybody into the polling booth for Peter Obi. I did not brandish a knife or threaten anybody in my polling unit for Peter Obi. I did not snatch a ballot box, stuff a ballot box, break a ballot box for Peter Obi. I did not pay anybody to change any results for Peter Obi. I did not steal, I did not kill for Peter Obi. What I did for my candidate was stand in line. From 8 in the morning on Saturday till 8 in the morning on Sunday. And when the sun got too hot and I thought of going back home, I remembered shot to death on the train to Kaduna, and I stayed. And when the heavens opened and poured down rain, and I thought of running away to find safety, I remembered. Stuck at home for months because of ASU strike, and I stayed. Through my hunger, through my thirst, through my worry whether the children I left at home were fine, I stayed. Because what I wanted to give my candidate, what I ended up putting in that ballot box was not a piece of paper.
Mr. DK, we warned you that going to election is not the problem of Nigeria because we have fundamental issues that have to be addressed. We warned you. Do you want to tell me you never saw those videos? You want to tell me that you have never heard when Master Khan was calling on you, that is a Biafran, to support the agitation of Biafra, because there is no way that we can be together with the people that will not even allow you to vote, the people that will kill you when you are voting, the people that will even say on a national television that you should go, their talk should go and grab it by force, they should fight for it, they should run with it, and they should punish you. You saw them you saw Tinubu, to be precise, telling his youth to do all these things. So you still went ahead to go to validate this British construction called Nigeria. So what exactly are you doing, Mr. What exactly are you doing?
What I ended up putting in that ballot box was my hope for a country where young people would not be so disillusioned by the actions of their own parents, of their own leaders, that they will be willing to risk crossing the Sahara Desert on foot just to escape. That was what I put in that ballot box. That was what my presiding officer refused to upload for 3 days. The future of that young boy.
That is what we are telling you guys, that our sisters that have been raped every day in Libya, Our brothers, they drown in the sea trying to get to Europe. And this have been happening since over the years. This have been happening since over the years. Just because we are forced to belong to a place we are not supposed to be. Because we have people that insist, people like you, that insist on one Nigeria. That is why thousands of our brothers have died in the ocean trying to get to Europe, and thousands of our women have been raped every day trying to cross from Libya going to Europe. And when they get to Europe, most of them, they will turn them to prostitutes. And that is what we have been shouting about, Mr. DK. That is what we have been shouting about. Why is it that people like you, that is learned, you don't get this message, and after everything, you will come on this my platform and you'll be crying every time? Mr. DK, when is this cry you are crying now going to stop? Anyways, continue to narrate your story. Let's listen to you.
The future of that young boy who stood with me, who stood with us as we counted those votes through the night. He was a first-time voter, pregnant with hope. But somewhere between the polling unit and the collation center, that boy's future was waylaid by a politician. A politician that used biro.
Is it the first time it's happening? Is it the first time that people's hope is being waylaid by politicians? Where were you during the Imo State selection? Where were you during the time that Tanko, whatever they call his name, enacts his laws and imposed hope to the people of Imo State? So why are you talking about hope now? What is the hope of Imo State people? Why is no justice done to Imo State people? So, my brother, what exactly are you talking about? I just want to understand why people like you that are supposed to be learned, why you cannot see that this contraption called Nigeria can never work. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't mean to interject.
Politician that found where that boy had written hope and wrote over it hopeless. Yes. It is a terrible thing when a Nigerian is kidnapped on the way to Zamfara or Makodi or Enugu. But it is infinitely worse when Nigeria herself is kidnapped on the way to the collation center. I tell you, my brother, my sister, it is not Nigeria that has her foot on your neck.
Have you asked yourself, who are the people sponsoring these kidnappers you're talking about? Now you're here talking because it affects you directly because you went to the polling booths to vote and you feel that your vote is being kidnapped. That is why you are here now talking. But you have never asked yourself, who is the kidnappers of the people that have been kidnapped, that have been kidnapped in Nigeria over the years? When you see the train being hijacked and kidnapped, you have not asked yourself, who is the sponsor of all this Boko Haram? When our brother Obadiah was shouting, telling you that the government is the sponsors of Boko Haram, what did you do? What did you do? Now you are here crying for justice. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, what did you do? What did you do, Mr. DK? What did you do, Mr. DK? What did you do? Have you called out and shouted? Have you gone on television channel like you are here right now to talk about the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But now you are here talking about the kidnap of your mandate. Talking about the kidnap of the vote of Labour Party because you are a member of Labour Party because you subscribe to Peter Obi. But you forgot that injustice done to one, injustice done to all. I didn't mean to interrupt you, my brother. But we are here to discuss the issues, how it is. You can continue with your kidnap story, but while you continue, I want you to understand that the people that have been kidnapping, the people that went to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who's supposed to be your leader, the people that have been doing this kidnap is your government, who you are trying to validate. Is the same British Empire, the same British government is the people you are still trying to validate, trying to shout about B2B. Now you are looking for justice. How can you get justice when people in Imo State have never gotten justice? How can you get justice when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in dungeon and have never gotten justice? So which court is going to give you that justice? Don't you know that injustice done to one is injustice done to all? Like I said, I'm just emotional and passionate about this. That is why you are invited to this program, for you to narrate your story about what happened to you on Saturday. So I don't want to continue to interject you.
It is not the Fulani or the Igbo, the Christian or the Muslim that has their finger wrapped around your neck and are now squeezing the civic life out of you. It is not those Yoruba people that don't give a damn whether you eat, whether you have a decent house to sleep in, whether you're able to find a job 5 years after graduating. It is not North or South that uses 8 years to build one bridge or to repair one pothole in the middle of your road. It is that politician who is willing to kill, who is willing to steal to stay in power. That is your enemy, kidnapper.
So how do you want to change
that? You
that?
Now hail
If
the
you know
swagger.
that the politicians is your enemy, if you know that these politicians are operating with your Nigerian so-called constitution, if you know that in your constitution that Muslim and Sharia law and everything is quoted more than 90 times in your constitution, how do you want to continue to validate? How do you want to continue to campaign for? How do you want to continue to select and elect and vote and shout PVC for people to still go back in there and continue the nonsense you are doing with that same constitution that is being imposed on you? The same system that the British gave you so that you can protect their own interests. Why should you continue to protect that? Why should you continue to agitate that? Why can't you support your brothers that are agitating for a referendum for their own state so that they can live like sane human beings, they can live like educated human beings? Because the way you speak, you sound so responsible and so intelligent. But why can't you use this, your intelligence, to support your brothers that is fighting so that your children unborn will not go through this pain and agony you are going now? Mr. DK, I'm sorry, I really have to always interject because after all, we are having a conversation here. I just want you to see the light because you have tried to be one Nigeria for over the years. You have voted all your life. I guess that you must be above 40 years and you are still here shouting and crying and somebody kidnapped your mandate. The same person that kidnapped your brother, you never spoke anything. The same person that kidnapped the mandate in Imo State, you never said anything. Now it's the people you are calling out that they kidnapped your mandate. So how do you think you are going to get justice, Mr. Dickey?
Of those who steal destinies. You admire the confidence of those who use the future of the Almajiri to fuel their cars. But not me. Me, I would rather be a gate man in heaven than a king in hell. Me, my heart will always be there, standing in line with that young boy, waiting patiently for the day when our hopes will count. Nigeria, count our hopes, for it is bearable.
That is what you want?
It is honorable.
Are you sure you would rather be a
to lose in a contest that is fair
than a king in hell? If you are sure about that, so how do you think you are going to achieve that in Nigeria? How do you think you are going to achieve being a gate man in hell? Nigeria that is a hellfire already. How do you want to achieve being a king and a hellfire gate man in the contraption that doesn't have laws, in the contraption that jettison every law that they make, in the contraption that never obey their own court orders? Now you say you want to go to court. Now you say you want to go and reclaim your mandate. When you never called out for injustice done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the court say he should be freed, you never speak out. You never call out for the court to set him free. Since you believe in one Nigeria, since you believe in good governance, why didn't you protect the mandate of your brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which he got in the court, which he have got in the court of appeal that say he should be released. You are Igbo. You are Igbo. You are named from your name DK Chukwumerije. You are Igbo man. You are a Biafran, whether you like it or not. They say that injustice done to one is injustice done to all. Why should we continue to validate this contraption that have killed your brothers and your sisters in Biafra Civil War, that have committed genocide among your people? Why should you continue to oh, now you are leaving the program? He just left. He just left the program because I cannot be here listening to this your nonsense, because we warned you that Nigeria is not for you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preached and shouted in the wilderness, telling you that there is no way you can place something on nothing and expect it to stand. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have always told you, but you don't want to listen. You don't want. We came out because we are the students of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We came out to tell you the same thing, that there's no way you can validate this contraption of nonsense. There's no way you can continue to push your people towards their slavery. There's no way you continue to play to have this your Stockholm syndrome of always praising the people subjugating you. The same people that are killing you, you are still praising them. The same people that are killing you, you are still campaigning for them. That is why we say that the earlier people like you that sound reasonable, people like you that sound intelligent, should come and join this agitation so that we can have something to give back to our children. Because we cannot continue in this path. Because we have been in this path for over the years. We have been in this path trying to be like you, trying to be one Nigeria, trying to validate this nonsense. But at a point, there's a way and there's a limit to every agony and pain. There is a limit to where you push a man. We have been pushed to that limit that we say enough is enough. And that is why I called you on this platform today, for you to see the light, for you to know that the people that have kidnapped you're supposed to free yourself from the shackles of this bondage. You should free yourself from today, from these shackles of this bondage, and support Simonekpa, support your brothers fighting for the liberation of Biafran people. Because no matter how many English you speak, as long as Nigeria is existing, you will still be a slave forever. My brother, take it from a brother to a brother. I didn't bring you to this platform to enact laws for you. I brought you to this platform so that we can reason like brothers. I have heard your own part of the story, but now I believe you have heard my own part of the story. In case you missed any line because you removed yourself, or the internet you are using in that contraption kicked you off from my platform, in case you missed any part because of the lack of internet or lack of electricity from the place you are talking from, I have to repeat it now, and for you to get it straight in your head. The disintegration of Nigeria is a task that must be done, because we don't have anything in common with the Fulanis. We don't have anything in common with this nomadic people that cannot invent anything, with these nomadic people that can't even conduct election, with these nomadic people that can't even conduct a good election for the people of Nigeria, with these people that will come on broad daylight to shoot you at Lekki Toll Gate. We cannot continue to exist and coexist with bloodsuckers that all they do is to kill you and destroy your properties. Because we have a nation. Our forefathers were never Nigerians. We cannot continue to answer the name of a river. We cannot lose our identity. We cannot allow our children to be going through desert and Libya, being raped, trying to go to Europe. That is why we call on you, Mr. DK Chukwumerije. When you say that you don't want to be under these kidnappers, then you have to start from today to support the Biafran struggle and support the Biafran people to liberate your generation unborn. You mentioned that you were afraid when you left your children to go to vote. We want to create a state where you will never be afraid when you are going out. You will never be afraid that somebody will come and rape your children. When you have women, your wife, your grandmother go to farm, you will never be afraid that one Fulani Janjaweed Katoriara will rape the old woman in your community. That is what we are fighting for. So thank you so much for coming to this platform. I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to insult you, but I'm here to show you the light for you to see, so that you can at least call out for the release of your own brother, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because injustice done to one is injustice done to all. And for our viewers, fight for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot continue to shout for justice in Nigeria. When you see injustice done to one, you pretend as if you don't say it. You see injustice done to the Imo State people, you pretend as if you never say it. You look the other way when they impose the governor on them. When they kidnapped your brother Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when they came to his house in Afariku, Ibekomaya to shoot more than 30 people, you pretend as if you don't say it. When they shoot your brothers at Mpo, at Eminem, at Headbridge, at Port Harcourt, you, Dike Chukwumerije, you pretend as if you don't say it. Your principal, Obi, Peter Obi, he pretend as if he don't see all those massacre of his own people. So how do you think that Nigeria is going to give you justice? How do you think it's going to happen? So thank you so much. Like I said, I still invite you, when you have better network and when there is light in that darkness contraption called Nigeria, when you have charged your phone with a borrowed generator from China, after you have charged your phone any day with a borrowed generator from China, after you have gone to Ghana to get some internet because nothing works in that contraption, then you can come back to this platform so that we can have a serious discussion. So thank you so much and have a nice day.